Good morning, middle school students. Welcome to another virtual edition of Middle School Math. Today we'll be working on in IXL on section I, subsection M, lesson 4. We've done this once before, and students seem to have some problems understanding some of the concepts. So I'm going to go over it again and try and simplify and explain better. And I.M.4 is built on I.M.3. We need to understand I.M.3 first, which deals with unit prices, and then I.M.4 adds in a new step. And so when we're working with I.M.4, we need to look at the question sentence. At the end, for instance, what is the price per pound? That's the question sentence in a problem. It's what we're looking for. And so if we're looking for a price per pound, we need to convert the whole problem through to pounds. And then once we have pounds all the way through, we need to treat the problem like it's section I.M.3, which deals with unit prices. So here's the I.M.3, and then a couple other things we need to do to build on that. And I'm going to look at an example or two to show you what I mean by that. So one question from section I.M.4. 3 tons of rock cost $9.60. So that's 3 tons of rock cost $960. And then the question sentence is, what is the price per pound? Okay, so if I look at my approach here for I.M.4, number 1, look at the question sentence. The question sentence is, what is the price per pound? Okay, that's the last sentence. The first sentence is here, the second sentence is here. So, question sentence is, what is the price per pound? We're looking for pounds. Step 2, convert to consistent units. So the units here we've got tons of rock, and then we are asking for price per pound, which is pounds of rock. Some of you may not know, ton is actually a real specific measure of weight. We oftentimes say, oh, that's a ton, or oh my gosh, that weighs a ton. A ton is actually 2,000 pounds. It's the weight of a medium-sized draft horse, or a big horse, for most folks, might weigh a ton. You could think of that as roughly a ton. So we need to look at getting the consistent units. And there is a attachment in Google Classroom called conversions that lists a lot of the standard conversions that we're going to use to get us to consistent units for I.M.4. You can also go to Google, and for instance here we're talking about tons and pounds. You can ask Google how many tons in a pound, and Google has good conversion tools for that. Okay, and if you look at the conversion sheet that's on Google Classroom, or go to Google, you'll find that 1 ton is 2,000 pounds. Pounds is sometimes abbreviated LB. Okay, 2,000 pounds. We're still on step 2 here. We're trying to convert to consistent units. So 3 tons of rock cost $960. We're asked about price per pound. So we need to get the whole thing to pound. That's what I mean by convert to consistent units. Okay? So we've got 3 tons of rock. Each ton is 2,000 pounds. So I'm going to write it like this. 3 times 2,000 pounds costs $960. Okay? And I've just replaced the word ton here with 2,000 pounds because that's what it means. Okay? Tons are used for measuring really heavy things, when you don't want to keep talking about thousands and thousands of pounds, you'll talk about a ton or a couple of tons, okay? So now we have consistent units. The problem is all in pounds, and we can now treat the problem like we did in IM3, dealing with unit prices. And if you've forgotten that, you should go back and take a look at IM3, because that's a prerequisite for this lesson. That means we need to have worked on that first, all right? So 3 times 2,000 pounds is 6,000 pounds. Costs $960. I'm going to say equals here. $960. I'm looking for the price per pound. That's the price for 1 pound. Here I've got 6,000 pounds, cost this much. If I want to get 1 pound, I've got to divide that 6,000 by 6,000. And if I want to maintain equality, I have to do the same thing to both sides of our equation. And we're familiar with that from other work. And now I just have pounds. I've gotten rid of tons, and we can treat this much like IM3 in unit prices. And so when I do this division, I'm left with 1 pound. 1 pound equals or costs, sorry, let me make this clear. 1 pound cost $960 divided by 6,000. And you can do that out on your calculator, and we'll find the answer to that. 960 divided by 2,000. 960 divided by 6,000 is going to be your answer. And I know that's approximately 1,000 divided by 6,000. 1/6 is about 0.16, I think. And be careful with our decimal point. So I believe it's going to be approximately 0.16 or 16 cents. And remember, there's dollars here, okay? So price per pound is going to be approximately 16 cents. So that's one example. And now I'll move on to another example out of IM4. Okay, another example from IM4, and we're going to use the same procedure that we used for this one. A 2-pound bag of sugar cost $11.52. 2-pound bag of sugar costs $11.52. $11.52. What is the price per ounce? What is the price per ounce? Okay. We're going to use the same procedure as we did the one before. First, look at the question sentence. Whoops. Careful. We got to watch out for details here, folks. And so, what is the price per ounce is the question sentence, all right? And that means we're looking for ounces. So before we were looking for pounds, in this question we're looking for ounces. Convert to consistent units is what we need to do next. And the consistent units, we're looking for ounces. So pounds to ounces, 16 ounces equals 1 pound. Okay. An ounce is used for measuring small things. Pounds are a little bit bigger. So, convert to consistent units. We're asked for ounces, so we've got to get ounces all around. So the 2-pound bag of sugar Each pound is 16 ounces, so 2 times 16 ounces, ounces are sometimes abbreviated OZ, cost, or equals, $11.52. Okay? We're now in ounces, no pounds. Okay? And now we can convert this to the price per ounce. 2 times 16 is 32 ounces. Costs $11.52. And we're asked for the price per ounce. That's for 1 ounce. We've got 32 ounces here as $11.52. To get 1 ounce, we divide by 32. We do the same thing to both sides of the equation, divide by 32. And we're left with 1 ounce. 1 ounce cost $11.52 divide by 32. And we can do that out by hand, or this one might be easier on a calculator. 11.52 divided by 32 equals 0.36. And careful with those decimal points, folks. 0.36, and this is dollars. So 1 ounce is 36 cents. And remember, when you're entering this in IXL, it's got the dollar outside of the answer box. And so in your answer box, you want 0.36. So that is section I.M.4 with a couple of examples and a systematic approach to solve those. Have fun with math.